All right, Latimore-Lorfils, welcome to Empower Network TV.
Thank you.
I'm very excited about
Thank you.
this.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. Let's just talk. You said you were calling this it's nonstop. What is nonstop and why is it nonstop?
Oh my gosh. So I am a mother of 12 children, and you heard that correctly. Numbers one and two. No twins. Um, Same dad. I get asked that question as well. And both of us serve on active duty currently. So it's literally nonstop. And sometimes I even call it bonkers.
And on top of that, you found time to
I have found time to become an author, TEDx speaker. I have a coaching business that I just launched, and I'm heavily involved in my community to include church and things like that. And it's I don't have much white space. I make sure I create white space for myself, just because it is important to exercise self care so that I'm not pouring from an empty cup.
so let's talk about first, what is it like having 12 kids? Like I can't even imagine having four kids.
um, some days it gets really wacky and crazy and loud and all the things. But honestly, most times when you walk in my house, you wouldn't know that it's that many children. And of the 12, let me just clarify, I have five grown children and they're still home. I actually had nine as yesterday here, or as of this morning. One of my sons went back to college, and one of my daughters, she'll go back to college tomorrow. So I'll be back down to seven. And sometimes you would never know it's that many children in the house. They've learned how to find spots and make the spots become their spots. So it's good.
Okay, so and on top of this, you thought, hey, why not let's do coaching, speaking, write a book because there's so much time left. So
Mm-hmm.
what was the impetus for that? What drove you to want to do all of this?
Well, I can recall a time where I felt like I was pulling my own hair out. And because of my family dynamics, I get asked the question all the time, oh my God, how do you do it? How do you do it? So now I tell people and coach people on how to do just that, how to manage all of the things and not lose your mind in the process. Keep a center about you, keep humor about you, just keep the authenticity of who you are while managing. So that was kind of the drive behind my business. And full transparency, I wasn't initially thinking about having a business around this. I just knew that for myself, like, how do I manage? But I was talking to a mentor, and once he learned about me, he was like, "Oh my God, do you know what you can do with this?" And I'm listening, like, I don't know, And so we just started putting creative juices together, and here I am. I'm coaching folks, so it's great.
Amazing. What's your favorite part of coaching people?
Watching the transformation, honestly. Knowing that the antidotes that I give them and they apply them, they work. So that's been the best part. Watching and seeing the change, seeing the freedom, seeing the heaviness become lighter, seeing the stress levels go down, seeing them conquer the overwhelm and things of like that, not things of that nature, not feeling like, you're scatterbrained and you're all over the place. Yeah, that's probably the best part. That is the best part.
And with 12
Excuse
with
me.
12 kids, you must have had a lot of opportunities to make mistakes, find out what works and what doesn't in parenting. So what shifted from your first or second kid to your like 10th or 11th?
It's interesting as I was talking about this earlier today. I was guilty, I think, in a way with my older daughters in particular, because girls tend to be a little more intuitive and have that nurturing spirit about them versus the boys. I think I robbed them of their childhood a little bit, unintentional, not intentional, of course, but because I had the older ones, they were responsible, they were very helpful. I would call on them to do a lot. And so after speaking with one of my older daughters, she told us, she said, "Hey, mom and dad, just kind of think about it. I noticed that you're doing this with sibling so and so. Just be mindful of that." And that was probably one of the best things that she could have shared. And I'm sure that it took her some courage to share because she probably wasn't sure what our reaction may be. But so now with the next batch, is what I call them. I'm very cognizant of that, in that I'm not putting too much on my children because they're still children. Although they may be older and I have younger ones, I'm just very cognizant of that. So that was definitely a thing in here. It was a challenge, that I think now we've done much better with that. We're more aware. But that was something that I had no idea, that my daughter was feeling, my older daughter was feeling, and we're more cognizant of that now.
So what do your kids think of you being a coach then?
Um, Truthfully, I don't really know. A couple of them have said, "Oh, mom, I think that's cool," and my older ones, they saw, my pages and stuff like that. But the other ones, they're. I mean, it's just business as usual. I mean, they know that I'm doing it, but we haven't necessarily had direct dialogue, other than they know sometimes mommy's going to be in meetings or what have you. So if I'm not talking to you, or if I'm not in here with you, just know that what I'm doing is for the edification of our family as well. So I've had that conversation, but I think they're cool with it.
And did your kids grow up in sports?
Yes, they're still growing up in sports. We actually have a D1 football player right now that is featured on ESPN all the time. So it's pretty cool to see your last name and your offspring running across the field, getting interceptions. He's at Bowling Green State University out of Ohio. But yes, we have track runners, cheerleaders, soccer players, basketball player, volleyball, and I feel like I'm missing one. Yes, those are the sports that go on in this house.
So you got the full
Mm-hmm.
NCAA covered, basically, almost.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Because coaching, there's a lot of coaches you probably witness with your kids. What do you find? What do you find is out there for athletic coaches? Are they coaching in ways that, yeah? What are you experiencing as a parent?
From our athletic coaches, specifically as a parent, um, they're very supportive and I would say intuitive. Particularly like the track coaches, we've been with them now, gosh, almost 10 years. So they know my family, and it's like a revolving door. All the children that we have, every year there's probably a new one joining the team. But very supportive. They know the family dynamics. They know if something is off, they'll reach out. They'll see how we're doing. And the kids, they respond to the coaches pretty well also. And they feel safe and secured and supported with them too.
Do you notice a crossover at all, even though it's athletics versus life coaching? Do you see a crossover in the two much?
Do I see it crossing over?
Yeah, like a crossover in terms of how they're coached in athletics and then how life coaching works.
I would say that there's a congruent pattern there. Being in tune with a person and recognizing if there's a pain point and how do you have to solve it. That happens in athleticism as well as life coaching. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so your husband, what role does he play in the 12 children? Is he in there with them in their sports? Is he overseeing the big picture with you? What is he doing?
He plays all the roles that I play, minus hair. If he could do hair, he would do that too. I have the most amazing father for my children and the most amazing husband. I am richly blessed. I will shout to the rooftops because I don't think, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize. I don't think dads get enough credit. So I want to make sure that this dad gets plenty of credit, as he should.
Can we say his top three attributes you love about him?
He is an amazing protector, definitely an awesome provider, and he has a servant's heart that's just so big, to the point where we have to tell him, husband, dad, pause. Let us love on you. Let us spoil you. Rest. Because he runs hard for this family. He absolutely does. And I'm so excited he's going to retire after 30 years of service to our nation. So we're super excited about his next chapter. He absolutely deserves every bit of glory that comes with retirement. And we are going to ensure that he is spoiled extra, extra, because he has certainly earned it.
Okay, that's amazing. That's inspiring. So your family, is your family known in like the state?
I would say pockets of the country. Even my son, he's probably a mini celebrity. I don't know, but he was televised some years ago while I was deployed to war. He was home and they did a football series called Friday Night Tykes, and my son and my husband, they were in season one. So they got a lot of TV time. So we lived in San Antonio, Texas at that time, and that was 2013, I think it was. And then by the time we moved to Maryland 2014, before we got to Maryland, people knew who we were. And it's just been that way. And then of course people know us. Oh, you guys are the ones in the military with 12 kids. So it's yeah, we're probably more known than we want to be sometimes. But it's all good as long as our lives can be an example for other people where there are trials and tribulations and a lot of triumphs, and there are ways to get through those things, and that's fine. Because we're authentic. We don't sugarcoat. We don't make it cute or anything like that. We just live and we be our authentic selves. And if it blesses others, then that's great.
Oh, beautiful. So key life lesson takeaway that you could leave with people today. What is like the one or two key life lesson takeaways?
One of my mentors, senior non-commissioned officers, we call them in the Army, said to me years ago, don't sweat the small stuff, and everything is small. Now, when I say that, that's not to minimize any obstacles or things that come, but it's all in how you respond to it. If you choose to have a mindset of not magnifying the thing, you can deal with it better, in my opinion. And that life is short and precious. Worry does not change your situation. It doesn't take away the situation, but it will take away your peace in the present situation. So just let things play out, let the chips fall where they may. And then the second piece of advice or an antidote, I would like to say, one of my other mentors, he would say, wherever you are in life, your mind got there first, right? And I wholeheartedly believe that. I believe in imagery. I believe in imagining what it is you want for your life. And when we talk about, i.e., going on vacation, try to make your life the vacation you would like to go on. And be deliberate and intentional about that. So I would say those are the two gems I would like to drop. It keeps you youthful as well, in my opinion. I'm almost
Uh,
50 years old, so and I feel great.
Amazing. Wherever you are, your mind got there first. That's amazing. Your
Yeah.
coaching, what does your coaching practically look like? You just started, you're starting, where are you at with that?
I'm at the baby steps. I'm just now getting um clients. I had one client that I just completed, that she completed my whole program, and now I'm getting ready to coach another client, and I've had some other unofficial clients, I guess you can say, um that I've been kind of coaching just because. But as far as organically with my program, I'm getting ready to launch my academy, which will be a self-paced course for those that just need help with something, and for those that want my laser coaching, where they spend time with me. I'm getting ready to launch a 3-month program for that as well. My first iteration of my course was 8 weeks, but I'm going to make 3 months because I feel like you need a little more time to see more transformation and to really codify and solidify and possibly recultivate some habits that may no longer serve you. So I'm super excited of what's to come. I'm excited to see more people in this space.
Leslie, you are just a ball of joy and exuberance. I love it. You're motivating.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, any last words you got for the members of Empower Network TV? Anyone you'd like to connect with? Anything you'd like to leave us with?
Um, Life is precious and life is amazing as you choose to make it. And if anyone would like to connect with me, they can find me on Facebook, should be a safe book, Facebook, Girl Organize That Life, Facebook page, or they can meet me at www.girlorganizethatlife.com. And we're also on Instagram if you'd like to connect and go a little deeper.
Well, please reach out to Leslie if you'd like to connect with her. Leslie, I'll be tagging you in this interview. And I appreciate
Okay.
you being on today. This was amazing.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Okay.
having me.
Chat soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.